I like it almost as much as this wide receiver that I want to talk about. He's somebody who I've been drafting a whole lot of for a whole lot of years, and it feels like the consensus has finally caught up to where he should be drafted. So while I'm sad as hell to see the value go away on this guy. I am still drafting Keenan Allen everywhere that I can in redraft leagues. He's a man amongst men. He's becoming an older man amongst men, and that could scare some people off. In the short term, I don't think you have anything to worry about. So Allen did miss some time early on last season, played a few games, got hurt. Once he came back from week 11 on, after the injury, he was on pace. People love to do the on pace thing, but this is so ridiculous that I have to. He was on pace for 128 receptions and 1,400 plus yards from that point on. So, injured guy comes back. Did he lose a step? I would suggest that those stats say no. He was the wide receiver 3 in that time span. It's obviously not just last year, but I wanted to point that out if you're worried about the age cliff that's coming, because he should be a lot more of your Larry Fitzgerald type than like your Julio Jones type. So his points per game finishes, though, over the last 4 years, including last year, where it dealt with the injury, he has never been lower than wide receiver 12 for the games that he's played. It was wide receiver 12, wide receiver 12, wide receiver 6, wide receiver 8. The Chargers are bringing in Kellen Moore as their offensive coordinator. So any concerns about his target share that he's going to have with some new hotness coming in to the league in Quentin Johnston, any of that should go away, because Kellen Moore is going to make sure that they pass even more often. So even if his percentage dips a little bit of what percent of the pie he gets, the pie's getting bigger. That said, I think Quentin Johnston actually has more of an impact on Mike Williams anyways, so I think that those concerns are mostly moot. I understand, again, 31 years old. People struggle with that when they're on the clock and they see somebody younger sitting right behind him in ADP that they could just go ahead and hop over to take. This ain't a dynasty take, although I would still love to get him for his last couple of great years in dynasty on the cheap. But for a redraft especially, I have so much confidence in him that his round 3 ADP, like I said, while it's a bummer, because I could have gotten him round 5 last year, I'm still smashing that button.
Yeah, I would have had him maybe as my wide receiver drinking buddy. Like, I am very high on him. Well, this last draft I just did, took him as my wide receiver 1 in the 4th round. I think he's going to return tremendous value this year. We've talked about it, I think, a lot this offseason about this Chargers offense, and it's due for some positive regression with Kellen Moore coming over. I think, we're both on board with how this offense is going to improve this season based off of last year. And Keenan Allen's going to be a big part of that.
Yeah. And the dude's always a lock, by the way, for like a minimum of 6 touchdowns. Even in the seasons that he gets hurt, he makes sure to get you those touchdowns when he is playing. It's like he has an internal clock. So, yeah, he's always a safe guy there. You're never going to get the Deontay Johnson 0 out of this guy, I don't think.